But we just found out that our flight home was canceled. I'm freaking out.
I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse. You gotta feed a crisis. I'm gonna be spending ample time with the bidet making sure everything's clean and tidy.
We got our first gelato. It's just hard when you have some challenges with some language barriers. Ciao, friends.
Ciao.
We are in Italy. We are on our epic Italy bucket vacation adventure. And it has been a bit of an adventure already. We got to the airport and we couldn't get checked in online. Something was up with our check-in process and all of that. So we had to go ahead and check in at the desk. While we were doing that, we thought we should probably check on our returning flight because it's not with Delta, it's with Air Canada. We were flying over with Delta. So we tried to check just to get everything, make sure we had everything for our returning flight, and it wouldn't come up. It wouldn't show up. So Kevin called the folks who made the reservation we made them through Norwegian, and
they told me they were canceled.
So before we even left, our reservations were canceled on our way home. We're in the Delta Lounge right now, and I am freaking out because Kevin has assured me that he's taking care of this, but we just found out that our flight home was canceled. Canceled. I'm freaking out.
So the lady that I talked to in Norwegian assured me that this happens all the time. I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse.
So Kevin is stress eating and I'm just stressing.
You gotta feed a crisis. You gotta feed a crisis.
And we still don't have reservations for the way home.
Well, apparently this happens a lot for whatever reason, and so we're supposed to receive an email tomorrow with either a new booking or the instructions on how to get the booking.
So that was the first thing. Then we finally get on the plane. It is, like you said, a huge 9.5 hour long flight, which we knew. So I didn't anticipate they were going to feed us so many times on the plane. So that was nice. We definitely didn't go hungry.
No.
Was a bit uncomfortable.
Been like sardines. Not my idea of a good time.
I'm super tired right now.
Yeah,
we left in the evening and got here. So we left at 8 p.m. from the US, and we got to Italy at
11:05.
11:05. So we are pretty tired right now.
Yeah.
And we went ahead and figured out, okay, we did some research to see how we could get from the airport to our hotel. We're staying in Murano. We're staying at the Hyatt Centric, and we will give you a little tour of our room, which is really nice. And we actually use points, so it cost us nothing. Mm-hmm. But we did some research ahead of time to find out how we would handle the transportation, because you need to take the water taxi or you can take the public transportation here. I purchased a ticket ahead of time and then forgot to print it out.
So then, while we're at the airport, we see a kiosk, and it says from the airport to Venice. So we purchase 2 tickets at $15, 15 euros each. And then we get down to the dock, and there's a window with a lady in it. So we go up and say, are these the right tickets? She's like, no, those aren't the right tickets. So we had to get tickets to Murano. And so now we're 2 sets of tickets in that are no good for us anymore. We get the ticket to go to Murano, and then we're standing in line, and we say we're going to Murano, and the guy says there's 2 ports in Murano apparently. He says 1 port, and we're like, because we don't understand. And then we look on the map, and then we look at the hotel reservation, and we're like, no. So I went and showed him that one. So basically it was like one of those things where you're running for the ferry, and you're the last ones on. Yeah, that was us. You're the last ones on the ferry. So,
Yeah.
so then once you get to,
Well, then you get on the ferry, and it's really cool. Like, it's so different than anything I expected. So the scenery's really cool. Those boats really go fast in there, and they're churning up the water, and it's still though very city-like looking. I think.
yeah, the interesting part is the private taxis, which are these long kind of antique-looking boats. Those bad boys are flying by you. And we were in the peasant boat, the big long one that's basically kind of like the bus. And the other guys were just flying by you. And the other thing that was interesting is how rough the seas get around you, but yet the boats are really long, so they don't seem to be bouncing and bobbling as much as they would, like if you were on Lake Lanier with a bass boat, you'd be drowning.
But I would say for the price, go ahead and do the public transportation. But I might just wait and go down to the dock and get the right ticket from the person at the counter rather than spend 90 euros rather than, because we spent 90 and we really only needed to spend 30.
Yeah.
So
we're just making a donation to the transportation department.
So then we got to Murano, and it was really beautiful. It's very beautiful here. The streets are beautiful. It was about a half a mile walk from the first stop that we got off at to our hotel, which wasn't bad. You do have to go over the cobblestone streets with your luggage.
Yeah, and they're not too bad. You can do it. It's not like real big gaps where your wheels get stuck. You occasionally will hit something and want to knock your bag out of your hand, but for the most part it's definitely doable.
The only tough part is when you have to go up over the bridge to get to the other side where the hotel is, you do have to go up several stairs and down several stairs, and you'll have to carry your luggage. So if your luggage is heavy, that's something to keep in mind. So we are now at the hotel. So our plan is we're going to give you a tour of our room, which is pretty nice. And then we are going to take a rest and then do a little exploring of Murano. So let's first go ahead with a tour of the room.
So when you come in, there's a little area here for your luggage. You've got some drawers, coffee maker, and this is cool, I thought. You've got a flashlight, so I guess the power goes out, you're good to go. So then you got inside that container, you got a mini fridge, a wine opener, and you got a safe. So pretty standard stuff. Got some drawers down on the bottom. Then you've got a couple of chairs, sitting areas, some waters that are there, and your window, little it's not really a deck, but it kind of looks like one. Nice bed.
It is actually a pretty spacious room. I thought it would be smaller than it actually is. And then we have a bathroom, got a shower, we have
Looks like it's got a rain head on it.
toilet, and bidet. So
I'm going to be spending ample time on the bidet, making sure everything's clean and tidy.
and that is it. This is our room. Now, time for a nap.
Grazie!
We took our nap, so now we're feeling much better. We're looking now for the kiosk that we can purchase the multi-day pass for the water, the public transportation. And we got sidetracked by gelato. We got our first gelato and it is delicious. I really like Kevin's.
She's a slow her roll.
It gets really quiet here in the afternoon. It seems like right after about 2, everything kind of closes down, or 3 maybe, not sure. And then supposedly opens back up, but I think a lot of it too is like the cruise ships leave. But this particular island is known for the glass blowing.
Murano also has many beautiful churches, and you're able to just walk inside, check these out anytime you'd like.
I was amazed by the architecture. It was just absolutely beautiful. And it hasn't been overly busy here.
No.
It's been comfortable. It's just hard when you are just trying to find a new place and you have some challenges with some language barriers because we don't know any Italian except for ciao and grazie.
We were actually scheduled to come to Venice before, and we had our trip booked, and then they had the worst flooding in 40 years.
Yeah.
So we had to cancel the trip, and luckily we did not lose any money on that trip.
So it's super fun to be here right now. Again, a little overwhelming still because we keep donating to the transportation system.
Yes, we do. They should name a terminal after us. The Be Free Grazie Terminal. We finally found the ACTV terminal, which is actually the local transportation around, in, and through Venice, not necessarily from the airport like the other taxi we took.
The bus stop or water stop was right outside of the hotel, which was super convenient. And basically it was like a hop on, hop off. And in order to get over to Venice, we would hop on and take it on over to the bus stop in Venice.
When we got off the boat, we had all these little alleyways we were walking through, and it kind of freaked us out at first, but we realized after the fact, these are actually the roads that go through Venice, because the main form of transportation is actually the waterways and the taxis. The level of skill of the taxi drivers and the gondoliers is unmatched anywhere I've ever seen.
We found a great little restaurant to have our dinner. We sat outside and it was so romantic.
We started off our meal with some delicious bread and olive oil.
Then they brought us some absolutely wonderful fresh caprese with fresh mozzarella and basil. It tasted fabulous.
Our main course was a pizza, and it was absolutely delicious with the most unique crust. It was just wonderful.
So our first day in Italy has come to a close, and it was a successful first day.
It was.
Even after some rocky starts.
Rocky start. Of course, you know, if you watch any of our other videos, you notice that we always kind of have a little bit of a rocky start to begin with for some reason.
So a couple of things that I want to point out that I learned from today. Number one, transportation. I would advise not to purchase ahead of time, just simply because there are several different types of transportation, and they can be kind of tricky, which one you're supposed to get on, and we ended up buying more tickets than we needed. And then the second thing is...
we got a tip that said, don't eat brightly colored gelato.
Yes, and we followed that and found a place because there's tons of gelato places, and so we didn't do one that had like bright colors, and it was fantastic. I got the lemon and the cookies, and then Kevin got...
I got the salted caramel. It was fabulous.
All were just super good, great flavor. So gelato is a must.
There's a lot of busy places once you get over. We went over to check the place where we're going to do an excursion tomorrow. Very, very busy in the busy places. We're on the island of Murano, which is just off of the other island, so it's actually nice and quiet over here.
Yeah, and like we said, we got this for free because of our points, so this kind of gets us away from everything, but you do have to figure out how to navigate. So I'm glad tonight we figured out how to navigate over there, so we'll be ready first thing in the morning.
But I'd rather be off the beaten path because I do not like large crowds unless I absolutely have to have them.
So Murano's beautiful, all the glass blowing and all of that. We enjoyed our day here today, and stay tuned because our next video is going to be an excursion that we're taking, and it's going to be one day in Venice. So stay tuned for that. Get out there, have an adventure, and be free. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. See you in the next adventure.
So here at the Delta Lounge, they give you an Alabama fork. It's missing a tooth. Alabama, this is a Georgia fork because it's missing a tooth. insert your state and the state next to you. So tomorrow, right behind us, we've got an excursion with the Volturi. Hopefully we'll survive. Of course, you know, I am Team Jacob because I really like dogs.